3.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Tea Time. My name's Ken.
I'm Connor.
And we're here to talk about all things golf-related, golf stuff. And we're super excited. This is our first show. Connor, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you excited?
I've never been more ready. I'm pumped. A lot of great golf going on right now.
A lot of great stuff going on in the golf world. Quick question, though. What's your handicap?
Oh, man. Give or take 1 or 2 points, I'd say. I'm near like a 12.
I get 12. Okay, we're never golfing, okay? I'm about a 32 myself. So,
okay.
Yeah, I use a lot of foot wedges.
Hey, we need sandbaggers like you. We do. We really do.
I bring the curve down.
Yeah.
Big time. So what's going on in the world of golf right now? It's the most important thing out there. Forget the Wells Fargo Championship. We're talking about Tony Romo, my friend.
Absolutely. This guy's getting real ballsy right now.
Touche. Yeah, he is. So Tony Romo hasn't posted a score in 4 years, right? He's just above a scratch golfer. He's what I think I looked at it up. It was a .3 handicap. And
pretty good.
He hit it. Wow. Yeah, I'd love to be that, right? Or near there. I'd love to be a 3 handicap. But he's now going to attempt to make it to the U.S. Open because he wants to come back to Wisconsin and show people what he can do.
You got to give it to him. I mean, after maybe not the best football career, and especially the way it ended.
What are you talking about?
Come on.
If you ask any Cowboys fans, he's got all the stats in the world.
Oh, man. Cowboys fans now, all they can think about is Dak Prescott.
Well, we'll see how he does next year.
Yeah. But, you got to give it to him, especially since he's tried 3 times already. Going back a 4th time, no shame, Tony Romo. Now he could put all his focus in to the golf course, into his swing and whatnot. I don't want to say he's got a good chance, but a better chance than he did previously. No doubt.
He's got a better chance than I do. We'll put it that way, right? At 37 years old, he's trying to switch from one professional sport to the other. And if you look at it, the problem I have is right now he's jumping into a young man's game. I mean,
absolutely,
having a big stick and being able to hit it 330 yards, that's not special anymore.
No, it's not.
Right?
You got to be able to place it. Got to be able to play strategy out there.
Right.
Over the big ball.
And look at these young guys. I mean, they're going to be hitting 400 yards any time now. They're just knocking the crap out of the ball, and they're hitting it just within feet of the pin. It's just amazing to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, when a guy can take a wood second shot on a 600-yard par 5, put it on the green. That's
crazy.
The skill combined with the technology now with golf, it's insane. I hope Tony's ready because I don't know if he is.
I think he's going to wear his jersey on the course. I do. I think he's going to wear number 9 out there. He's just going to be walking around with his jersey.
People will know. People will know. They'll be following. He'll be one of the more popular follows out there initially.
I played for Burlington at one point,
Yeah.
That's what he's going to say.
This is opening line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Tony Romo heading to he's got his first round next Monday, so we're going to keep an eye on that and see how he does.
Definitely got to keep up with him.
And then he goes on to a Nationals to see if he can make it possibly onto for the U.S. Open in June.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking it step by step. Nationals is a big step, but I feel like it's now or never for Tony. If he were to take a 2-3 years off, then he's already 40. So now it's like, I think you missed your shot. So I think it's now or never situation for Tony.
Absolutely.
So
we can look forward to him probably coming in 3rd or 4th every year.
Yeah.
That's pretty much his MO, right?
That's his MO.
We know he's never going to win, but he'll always come close.
3rd or 4th.
Right. He'll probably have a couple of statistics he takes there every once in a while.
As long as he doesn't have to tee the ball up, I'm sure he'll, he might knock it over or something. He tried to do it with a football once, and it just kind of slipped on.
It went away from him.
Yeah.
But the good news is he can afford the houses that are going for around Erin Hills. Did you look at this recently?
I have not, actually.
Holy cow. I live out in Pewaukee, and we're looking for houses. So we're looking at rental properties. And there's one rental property out near Erin Hills. It's like $12,000 a day just to be out there for the program.
And that's not, is that those houses that are on Erin Hills, or is it the ones that are kind of surrounded?
Those houses that I'd never be invited into. Okay. Those houses I'd never be allowed to see the inside of. But you see these pictures and they're gorgeous. They got hot tubs, they got pools, they've got everything you want. They're overlooking the whole course. But man, you got to be a really wealthy person to be able to watch this particular Open.
Absolutely, and not only are they having the Open out there, but I mean they have enough room at Erin Hills to make a whole nother course. They have
Yeah,
so much space
beautiful.
out there. It is really beautiful.
Beautiful.
I was lucky enough to go out there a couple of years ago before it got insanely expensive, the year of it happening and the last year, no doubt, thanks to my friend's father. Hey, bless up. Anyways, but beautiful, like pristine,
Gorgeous.
every piece of it, inside the clubhouse, inside everything. It was
Deserves the U.S. Open.
absolutely
Right? I mean, that's the
couldn't agree
ultimate
more.
thing, is it deserves the U.S. Open. And I think Wisconsin's going to be better for it.
Yeah, definitely.
But speaking of tournaments going on right now, Wells Fargo Championship,
Day one.
day one, and we got us, we're going to talk
Interesting
about,
leaderboard.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
So interesting.
Some olds and some young and some all over the place. Oh, and Francesco Molinari
I just saw that.
just jumped up there and
Wow.
came back into the mix. He was down to about 4 under just a couple of holes ago, and now he's at 6 under again.
Grayson Murray he just bogeyed, I think 17, because he was up in -7 about 5 minutes ago when we looked.
Grayson Murray. We're going to bring a guest on here in a minute. And we're going to talk about Grayson Murray a little bit with him, because Grayson Murray is, he's 23 years old. I don't even know who he is, right?
No.
He's absolutely coming out of nowhere.
He's got no backstory really in the professional side at all. So,
But what about Dustin Johnson?
he was, as you said earlier before the show, he was at -4. Obviously fell off a little bit, but you got to still be taking it as a positive. A 70 on the first day back after an injury, I think I would take that. And, if he kind of keeps that consistency, keeps that for 4 days, even if he doesn't win, I think if he's at -8, I think I would take that as a W for him, at least, just coming back from the injury.
I haven't, I got it recording at home. I haven't seen any of the actual footage from today. So I haven't seen him swing. I know I watched him a little bit on the Pro-Am yesterday, and he looked like he was doing okay. He looked like he had a decent swing.
Yeah.
But that back injury, man, when you're torquing so much coming around on that ball, it's just so scary.
It's
'cause
so
you don't know.
scary.
Hey, look at him with Tiger, right? His back is messing with him, and
How many surgeries has he had?
oh my goodness, he hasn't been the same in about 5 years.
No.
So
I agree with you. Any back injury, even if it's just like a tweak, that is
it's like a knee
area-
for a running back,
absolutely.
right?
You can't, especially the professionals, because they have so much torque. If you're just a recreational player out there, you can adjust the swing to, suit what you've got physically. But these guys need to compete with the next guy, and they can hit it, like we said, 400 yards almost pretty soon.
And if they want to hit those hooks and those slices, they got to be able to turn that back any which way.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So,
Well, should we bring on Adam?
let's bring him on.
Producer
Adam's out
Baxter over there. How you doing, Baxter? You doing all right? I know we're not talking about soccer, but you got to be enjoying this a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. There's balls with all over the place. That's got to be fun for you. I don't know what I'm saying. But we got Adam. Adam's going to join us, and we're going to talk a little bit about the tournament that's going on right now and some of the Masters that have some of the other championships that are coming up, some of the other majors. So, Adam, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing
This is
well, buddy.
Adam Paul. He's a golf correspondent. He's on the line. You said you did a little research on Grayson Murray. What can you tell us about this kid?
Not too much. I just was looking at the leaderboard. I was like, who is this kid? And I was looking at the leaderboard just before I left work, and I think Francisco Marinelli, or however you say his name is, was up there, and then all of a sudden I see a new kid, and he's 23. I think he went to UNC for golf somewhere, one of those UNC schools down there, and like I was saying to you guys earlier, he's almost 2 years younger than me, and he's leading one of the big tournaments before the U.S. Open here. So
Right,
absolutely.
that's pretty impressive himself. I mean, 7 under after your first, I think it was 15 holes. That's something to kind of carry home in pride.
Yeah, and I think if I looked at it correct, he came out with a bogey, and then he
Right.
and then he went 6 under on his next 14 holes. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, usually when I get a bogey, it goes really downhill. So I think that kid's got a level head, I guess.
Yeah, when I get my first bogey, I head to the clubhouse. That's what happens.
Get the first beer.
So I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm done. I'm hitting the turn after the second hole, and I'm going to grab a beer and a sandwich, and I'm just going to sit there and watch everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
yeah,
It'll be interesting to see if he could make it one and then make it through the 4 days at this rate. It really will be interesting.
Yeah. with how he did today, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but with how he did today, he kind of, put himself in a good position to make the cut. But once those guys like Dustin Johnson, the other guys like Mickelson, I think I saw Mickelson was 2 under. Some of those veteran guys are moving up on the leaderboard. I'd say the pressure will start eating him up, and it'll be good to see him, hold on and maybe make the top 5 and get himself in a good position heading towards the U.S. Open. But it's very hard to believe that kid's going to stick around for all 4 days.
Yeah. Well, but at the same time, there's a lot of guys that they were talking about at the beginning who are not making as big an impact as they thought they would. I mean, there was a whole lot of talk about James Hahn before the tournament started. A whole lot of talk about Adam Scott before the tournament started, and they're all sitting there, right around even, just above or just below. So they really need to step it up. I mean, I know it's the first day, but they need to step it up before this weekend happens.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the tournament a couple of times because it's usually the one that leads up to, the summer tournaments, and I don't know much about the course, but it seems like a pretty decent course. A couple of the veteran guys that have been there a couple of times can, eat it up and get a good round in them. But, yeah, a couple of those guys, you showed us the odds yesterday in the group message, and I was kind of surprised where those guys were at the end of the day today.
Yeah, it's definitely a vanity course. It's a little bit long, but there's not a whole lot of turns to it. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to maneuver for these. Well, as I say,
what are you talking about?
It's pretty easy if you're a professional. For me, I would, I'd probably be hitting about 102 right now on the second hole. So when I say it's easy,
I'll
it
be
should
right there
be
with
easy
you,
for
man.
Right. All right, so let's talk about the majors coming up. We know the Masters. We know Sergio Garcia finally broke his chain of mediocrity and finally got the green jacket. What about the next? What about the U.S. Open? Who do you think's got the best chance to take the U.S. Open this year?
Well, the obvious bets are DJ. Johnson did well. Obviously, won it last year, and he's still number 1 as long as he sticks around this weekend. But I mean, I think I think it would be surprising to see how Sergio does. Usually, the guy that picks up the first major does well in the next major. And he usually, like, from what I can remember, he usually does kind of well in the U.S. Open. It's usually at the latter part of the year he kind of goes away and people forget about him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what Sergio does. I like Ricky Fowler. I think he'll get up there too. He hasn't had the greatest years so far, but I think he'll be all right. What's his face? Everybody's going to probably pick Jordan Spieth. I'll be interested to see the odds on him. Even though I'm kind of surprised. He usually plays a couple of these tournaments before the Open, and I didn't see him in the mix today, so maybe I just missed his name. But if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably put my money on Dustin Johnson. I say he'll probably recover. He kind of showed today that the back injury's gone away and he could swing again.
As long as he grabs a place to live that doesn't have stairs. Right? Oh, my goodness.
Moving walkways only.
Hey. I want a 1-bedroom, 1-floor place. Do not take me to stairs. What about the PGA Championship? What do you think there? Anything different?
That's going to be interesting. I mean, I think I wouldn't personally be able to call that until I see what happens with the U.S. Open and things leading up to that.
Yeah.
But I think that's when it starts. You start seeing the guys really pulling for those FedEx points, and I don't know. I think it's next year that they're going to be looking at the President Cup teams or the Ryder Cup teams. So a lot of those guys are going to be trying to make some impressions. So you'll see the Jordan Spieth, the Ricky Fowler, some of those young guys, coming about and staying up there in the top 5. I mean, if honestly I was going to say the PGA Championship, my top 3 would probably be Johnson, Spieth, and Fowler.
Nice.
Those are all good picks.
Those are all good picks.
Yeah, those are easy picks, like you said, the fantasy teams. Those will get you some points.
You just say Dustin Johnson, you assume he's going to be somewhere near the top at some point. One last tournament, and it's just before the PGA Championship. What about the Open? Do you think you think somebody from England or from Great Britain, I guess we had Rory McIlroy a couple of years ago. You think somebody from England's finally going to win this thing after, how long has it been? It's been so long since somebody from England.
4 years, 3.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Paul Casey's kind of shown some promise this year, and I think I mean,
Definitely.
he wouldn't be in my top 3 for the top majors, but I mean, he could probably be the most promising person out of the UK. I mean, Rory Mac is my favorite golfer right now. Although he's a Northern Irishman, I still like him. But
Right there with you.
he'll be up there for the favorite, just because it's being at British Open. But I don't know. I mean, I don't see many of those guys. Like Lee Westwood always does well in the first couple of days, and then I don't know where his golf game goes.
Oh my goodness, it just disappears. Yeah.
It disappears. I gotta say, the only person I could see that's, I mean, just looking at how he's played this year, from what I've seen this year, Paul Casey's probably the best bet if they're gonna get any luck. But yeah, I just think these young American guys are way too good to.
They are. They need Nick Faldo to come out of retirement. Speaking of Irish golfers, I'm the same way. I got a strong Irish connection in my family, so I follow Patty Harrington for years. Kept putting in my fantasy team, going, Patty, just do it for me. And every time he just lets me down.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, I see we got this guy, Seamus, what's his name? Seamus Power.
Yeah.
There at
he's
Wells
up there.
Fargo today. Yeah, I don't know how he finished. He was on the 16th hole, I think, the last time I saw. So hopefully he finished that.
He's -4, tied for 6th right now.
That's not bad. Bad.
First day 68. I would definitely take that.
That's good.
Yeah. We'll get somebody in there. Rory can't be taking all the glory from the island. So.
That's right. Well, Adam, thank you. We're going to hold you to all these predictions.
Yep.
We're going to check back at the end of the year, and you better be right on at least
don't
2
put
of
too
them.
much money on them.
Oh, man, too late. I'm already on Bovada.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll get you back on in a couple of weeks. We're looking forward to having you back.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. All right. Have a good day.
Thanks.
See you, Adam.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
An expert speaks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think interesting situation. This could maybe be the year of Sergio Garcia. What if this guy, after how long of a drought, this guy turns around, wins a couple, maybe 3 majors in 1 year?
That would be absolutely nuts if he just comes back. I mean, he's doing strong. He's not doing the Wells Fargo, but he's been strong for the last couple of years again. It seems like he's found his putt. He's able to hit that short game, and he's always had the distance. So this could be a turnaround.
I'm guessing he's got the most confidence he's had too after winning the major. So
Absolutely.
I think that definitely plays a factor as well.
And he's just a likable guy. You like to see him win.
I wanted him to win so bad. I wanted him to win so bad.
He's like Baxter. You just want him to win.
you
You just
just-
want him to pull ahead.
But I also kind of agree with him, with Adam, on the Paul Casey pick. Paul Casey's a guy, I want to say 6-7 years ago was one of the top guys out there. And then I don't know what happened. A couple of years, 3 years or so, he just kind of fell off. Now he's been kind of sprinkling in on the leaderboard, up top 10, top 20.
Yeah.
And I think he's getting back into his groove. So I think Paul Casey's not a bad pick, especially for the Open.
And that home field advantage is so important, right?
Huge.
And I think he's more central England, but he's not too far from the Birkdale where this is going to be held. So this is going to be a pretty decent home field advantage for Paul Casey.
People will travel for him, no doubt about
Absolutely.
it.
So we'll see what happens there. All right, we got just a few minutes left. Connor, how would you like to play a little What's in the Bag?
Well, I would love to play What's in the Bag.
Good, because I have no idea how to play What's in the
Okay.
Bag, so I'm hoping you take care of that.
All right, sure. I'm going to give you a golfer,
Okay.
and I want you to tell me 3 things, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be golf related.
All right.
3 things that are in that golfer's bag.
3 things in the bag. Are there any children watching?
Baxter? No. All right.
Good. Awesome. Great.
Great. All right, let me give you one. All right. Let's see here. Smiley Kaufman.
Smiley Kaufman in his bag. I would say he's probably got a red nose.
Okay. He just recently went on that trip with his boys. It was him, Spieth. I want to say it was.
Oh, is that the? Yeah.
They were just on spring break.
Right.
So
right.
all the young guys out there. So I
Right.
can imagine they party a little bit.
So probably like 20 of those little alcohol bottles
Yeah.
that you find in hotels.
Yes, and I'm
Those
thinking
tiny little ones.
I'm thinking maybe one of those, like a golf hat, but with the beer canisters on the side with the straws that go around. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, and flip flops.
Of course, naturally.
Because you got with the flip flops with the farmer tan, because all golfers got the little sock line where they look like they're still wearing socks even when their feet are bare. Baxter knows what I'm talking about.
All right, so we got Smiley Kaufman. You know what? If I ever end up meeting that guy, I'm gonna say, hey,
open your bag.
Open your bag.
Open your bag, dude. Open your bag. All right, let's do Rory McIlroy. What do you think's what's in his bag?
I could tell you one thing that's not in his bag, and that's a tennis racket. I think he's very removed from tennis, the sport, entirely.
Ooh.
But what's in his bag is, you know what? I think a home movie of him as a young child swinging the club. I know he did that commercial spot.
Rory's calling. He wants to have a conversation with you. He's not happy about that.
Can we get him to call in? Is he another golf correspondent we could talk to?
Yeah, Baxter's on that. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have him check that out.
All right, so go ahead.
So I was gonna say he's got a little, one of those little tapes of him swinging the golf club as a young kid. Obviously,
his
you
little
got
curly hair sticking out. Yeah.
Got to go back to the basics. Have you seen that commercial? That spot they did? I think it was Nike. It was actually a really good advertisement. It showed it from start to finish, kind of Rory, fake Rory watching Tiger on TV.
Yeah.
And then it proceeded to Rory teeing off with Tiger. And just really hit all the feels.
Tiger throwing daggers at the back of Rory's head as he's winning.
Yes. So Nike, everyone, product placement. Oh. Hey. Like that one.
That's fantastic.
That's why they call it the test show.
Is that a hint, Baxter? How about one more? One more. Let's do one more.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to ask you because you're much better at answering.
I don't know about that.
So let's see here. Let's take somebody. How about Phil Mickelson? What's in Phil Mickelson's bag?
I know what's in his bag.
All right. Don't say Viagra.
No, close. I know he did that arthritis medicine. So he's got a nice little tube of the... Because he's at the Little League games and whatnot, that whole commercial. He's a very active guy, so he's got to have his arthritis medication.
Preparation H.
Yes, of course, all around. Anyways. But let's see. He's got the medication. He's got, I want to say he's got a little tube of spray tan. Because you know what? He's tan.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if that's just straight sun.
It's almost
really
to Trump proportions.
I think that's a little questionable.
It really is. It's a little orange.
Yeah. So what about you? Top it off. What's the third thing you think?
I think Phil Mickelson has a picture of his wife in his bag because he would be silly not to.
Yes.
He has a lovely wife.
He does.
I think he wants to take a picture of her wherever he goes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well,
that's great.
That's it. That's all we got. That's tea time for today.
Tea time for today.
I'm Ken.
I'm Connor.
And we thank you for coming out, and we hope to see you next week.
Yes, sounds good. See you.